Do you have problems with negative thought cycles? Because that is something I have worked through my whole life. And I'm talking about it today because I've done a picture for it, an illustration. I just want to explain a bit more about why I chose that picture for Inktober today and things that worked for me. I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm just telling you from my own experience what helped improve things for me in case you're in that situation. For me, at its worst, my thought processes completely dictated how I engaged with the world. And everything I did was being like internally suffocated by these thought cycles. And so I'm sure there are people out there going through a similar thing, potentially a worse version of it. The starting point is that so much has to be done by you to fix it. There's no amount of external support that will be able to help you if you're not taking seriously the fact that these thought processes are not legitimate. They are not true. They are not thoughts that are representative of reality necessarily. They are thoughts that are could be catastrophizing. They are thoughts that could be like exaggerating things that other people are thinking or saying about you. A big tipping point in moving in the positive direction was ensuring that I understood that the tighter I was holding on to the fear of the negative thoughts being real, the more it was hurting me, the more I could not escape the thought itself. And so only when I was able to let go of how much fear I was holding on to did anything change. As long as I was fearful of the things I was thinking and hated them sort of arriving in my thought process, tried desperately to avoid thinking about it. It's like, don't think about a black cat, right? It's the first thing you think about. I had to learn to let go of the fear of the thought itself. That was massive, and it took years. And so nothing I'm saying is like you're going to feel better tomorrow, but I think it's important to know that you can break the thought processes, and it's important to know that someone could have been in the situation you're in now and now feels much better. Not to say I'm never a victim of these of negative thoughts. How can you believe that there's a path to changing it? That's what I'm trying to reinforce. And that was one of the other big sort of turning points for me, is like learning about where people's thought processes and views of the world can come from. So like educating yourself on the fact that your life experience from baby to whatever age you are now is a massive contributor to how you look at and feel about the world. And so learning about that again made me massively more comfortable with like why my brain works the way it does and how the environment I grew up in could have impacted that. And so for me, the big takeaways: you need to understand ownership is involved in getting control of what's going on between your ears, and that it is a long journey. You will never be completely free of things you don't want to think about arriving in your mind. But there absolutely is always a path away from the worst point that you're feeling. The second piece is letting go of the fear of the thoughts themselves, because the fear is kind of like binding you to the thoughts reappearing on a regular basis. That's what I found anyway. And then the third piece is educating yourself on all the reasons why you might be thinking and feeling the way you do. And it's not your fault that you've ended up in that situation. Loads of factors can contribute to it. Obviously, there are things that we all do in life that can hurt our own relationships, and it's not to say people are blameless, but when you're, or certainly when I'm beating myself up, I'm the one to blame, right? As opposed to thinking that there could have been other things out with my control that led me to feel that way. So this is the picture. It's meant to demonstrate like never ending negative thought cycles, the idea of like a little devil on your shoulder. It didn't come across so much in the final version, but I did the devil like character model based on the boy sitting on the floor. So it was just like an exaggerated version of his face. And then I chose the sort of really garish colors for the devil because I wanted him to be hard to look at. I wanted it to be like, oh, ugh, yuck, devil. Not fun, right? So there you go. That's an absolute ramble.